Picture this: a 10-year-old boy stands in front of his classroom, trembling hands clutching a crayon drawing of himself in a police uniform. He's about to share his biggest dream with his classmates. But what happens next will haunt him for years. Fast forward 15 years. The same neighborhood that once echoed with cruel laughter now holds its breath as sirens wail through the night. A masked gunman has trapped families inside the local community center. Help seems impossible, until a familiar figure steps out of the patrol car. This is the true story of Marcus Johnson, the boy they mocked, the man who became their hero. Eastwood Elementary School, October 15, 2008. Career Day. 10-year-old Marcus Johnson carefully colored his police officer drawing with pride. Living with his grandmother Dorothy in one of Chicago's toughest neighborhoods, with his father in prison and his mother working 3 jobs, Marcus refused to let circumstances define his dreams. Mrs. Henderson called his name. Marcus walked to the front, his drawing pressed against his chest like a shield. 28 pairs of eyes stared as he taped his artwork to the board. "I want to be a police officer," he announced, voice barely above a whisper. The silence lasted 3 seconds. Then the laughter erupted. "Marcus wants to be a cop. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard," shouted one kid. "Cops don't look like you, Marcus," called another. "My dad says your family are the ones cops arrest, not become." The laughter felt like physical blows. Marcus tore his drawing from the board, crumpled it, and ran. But those kids had just lit a fire that would burn for 15 years. The mockery followed him everywhere. In his neighborhood, decades of mistrust between police and community created a canyon of resentment. Even well-meaning adults questioned his aspirations. But Marcus remembered Officer Patricia Rodriguez, who had saved his grandmother's life during a heart attack. "Not all heroes wear capes," she had told him. "Some wear badges." When 13-year-old Marcus was ready to give up, Officer David Park changed everything. The Korean-American cop had grown up facing similar challenges and found Marcus sitting alone, defeated. "Do you really think someone like me could be a police officer?" Marcus asked. Officer Park shared his story of immigrant parents, schoolyard taunts, and being told he'd never fit in. "The badge doesn't care about your skin color, Marcus. It cares about your heart. And you've got plenty of that." High school became Marcus's battlefield. While classmates focused on sports and social media, Marcus threw himself into academics with laser focus. Every taunt became fuel for his determination. His grandmother Dorothy remained his anchor. "You're chasing justice, baby. This world needs people like you wearing that badge." At Northern Illinois University, Marcus studied criminal justice, facing criticism from fellow students who questioned his career choice. But Marcus saw policing as community service in its highest form. The Chicago Police Academy tested everything Marcus had. He wasn't the fastest or strongest, but possessed something rare, an unshakable moral compass and genuine desire to serve. Graduation Day, May 15, 2023. As 23-year-old Marcus took the oath, tears streamed down his grandmother's face. He had achieved what everyone said was impossible. Officer Johnson's first assignment? His own neighborhood. Walking those familiar streets in uniform felt surreal, but Marcus earned trust one interaction at a time, chatting with store owners, helping residents, organizing games with local kids. Slowly, the community saw him not as an outsider with a badge, but as one of their own who chose to serve. June 3, 2024. Marcus was finishing patrol when the call came at 7:43 p.m., active shooter at Eastwood Community Center. Multiple hostages. His blood ran cold. The center where his grandmother used to take him, where families gathered for meetings and celebrations. First on scene, he saw people huddled on the floor through windows, children crying, families frozen in terror. The gunman was Carl Morrison, facing eviction after losing his job. Desperation had driven him to this breaking point during a community meeting about neighborhood development. Through his radio, Marcus heard Morrison shouting about being ignored, about broken promises, about a community that had failed him. Marcus recognized that pain, the same invisible feeling he'd experienced as a 10-year-old whose dreams were laughed at. Then came the shocking discovery. Among the hostages were faces from his childhood: Tommy Chen, who had laughed loudest at Career Day; Sarah Williams, who had called his dream stupid; even Mrs. Henderson, his old teacher. The same people who had crushed his dreams now depended on him to save their lives. Against all protocol, Marcus made a decision that stunned everyone. He put down his weapon, removed his vest, and walked toward the door. "Carl Morrison, this is Officer Marcus Johnson. I'm coming in unarmed to talk," he called out, hands visible. "Stay back. I'm not playing games." "Neither am I, Carl. I grew up 3 blocks from here. I know what it feels like when this community forgets you. When you feel invisible." Marcus entered. 23 people huddled in terror while Morrison stood with his shaking gun. The recognition in the hostages' eyes hit Marcus hardest. They remembered him. The boy they'd mocked was now their only hope. For 40 minutes, Marcus listened. Morrison shared his story. Lost job, medical bills, eviction notice, coming to the meeting for help only to be turned away. Marcus shared his own journey of growing up poor, dreams dismissed, feeling forgotten. "Carl, I understand that pain. But these people aren't your enemy, they're neighbors struggling like you," Marcus said gently. "Mrs. Henderson spent her own money on school supplies. Tommy organizes food drives. Sarah tutors kids for free." Something shifted in Morrison's eyes, anger mixing with shame and recognition. "You came here to be heard, Carl. Well, I'm listening. We all are. But this isn't how to fix what's broken. Let me help you find a better way." Morrison's grip loosened. "I didn't know what else to do. Nobody listens." "I care, Carl. I'm listening. But put the gun down so we can really talk." At 9:17 p.m., Morrison set his weapon down and collapsed, sobbing. Marcus knelt beside him. "It's going to be okay. We're getting you real help." As officers secured the scene, something beautiful happened. One by one, Marcus's former tormentors approached him. "Tommy Chen, now a father. Marcus, I remember elementary school. I owe you an apology, and now my children's lives." Sarah Williams, crying, "We were so cruel. You saved us all, and we never deserved your kindness." Mrs. Henderson, trembling, "I failed you as a teacher. Tonight, you showed us what a real hero looks like." Marcus's heroism made national news, but his real victory was community change. The incident opened dialogue about mental health resources and truly listening to each other. Morrison received counseling instead of prison, becoming a mental health advocate. Tommy started a mentorship nonprofit. Sarah created anti-bullying programs. Mrs. Henderson returned to volunteer. 6 months later, Marcus returned to Eastwood Elementary, not as the mocked boy, but as the hero who lived his dreams. In the same classroom, wearing his uniform with pride, he faced new 4th graders. "Who has big dreams people say are impossible?" Several hands shot up. "Good. Hold tight to those dreams. People who laugh at your dreams are usually afraid of their own. Don't let their fear limit you." He pulled out his preserved crayon drawing, taped back together. This was ripped apart and thrown away. But dreams don't die easily. They wait, grow stronger, and lift you higher than you ever imagined. Today, Detective Marcus Johnson continues serving his community, specializing in crisis negotiation. The center where he saved 23 lives was renamed the Dorothy Johnson Community Center after his grandmother, who lived to see him become not just a police officer, but a symbol of hope. Marcus's story teaches us that our lowest moments don't define us, they refine us. Every rejection can become foundation for something greater. The boy mocked for his dreams grew up to save the very people who mocked him. Not from obligation, but from choice. That's the power of forgiveness, determination, and unwavering faith in your purpose. As Marcus says, they laughed at the black kid who wanted to be a cop. But I had the last laugh, filled with joy, not revenge. When you achieve dreams through service to others, everyone wins. If this story inspired you, hit subscribe for more stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Give this video a thumbs up to help others discover Marcus's journey. Share it with someone who needs to hear their dreams matter. Leave a comment about when someone believed in your dreams or when you believed in someone else's. Your story might inspire the next Marcus Johnson. Thanks for watching, and remember, the dreams they laugh at today might save their lives tomorrow.